What's going on, Ken Wise family? Welcome to my home. Today I'll be showing you guys how I be washing my cars at home. Let's get right into it. So guys, today we'll actually be washing a Honda Civic. The reason why I want to show you guys a Honda Civic is because this is my daily driven car, and overall you get tree sap, bird droppings, fallout, you get sprinklers, you get water spots. So that's how you guys have seen the wear and tear on this Honda Civic. So today I'm actually going to be prepping my car for the fall, because here in California, it's soon to get dark. It's gonna be 5 p.m., it's gonna be pitch black, and I'm not gonna have time on my hands to be washing my ride. So that's why today I'll be pairing up this whole entire arsenal to transform my daily driven car so it could have some type of ceramic protection and shine. To start off with, we're going to start off with the wash, which is going to be me using my ProFlow PM2000. I already went ahead and attached my torque snubby to it, and now what all I need to do is just set up my 2-bucket method. Whether I'm in the office or at home, I like to use a 2-bucket method to ensure I don't achieve any more scratches and swirls. Even though it's a daily driven car and this car gets beat, the wash mitt today that I chose is going to be the 3-way wash mitt. I like to use a 3-way wash mitt at home because I don't have a store next to me. I have many different types of cars. I have a truck, I have a car, I have a van. You think about it, I might have that. So to start off with, this 3-way wash mitt has a bug sight on it that's going to allow me to remove any bugs away from the surface of the vehicle, such as the front bumper or rear bumper or wherever you might get bugs. On the back, I have a super soft pile that's going to allow me to get in the nooks and crannies on ultra sensitive areas. And if I do need a little bit more heavy duty cleaning, I do have the chenille wash mitt up front. And it's the perfect size. It's not going to fall out. But before I forget, it actually has this lining inside that's not going to allow you to get your hand wet. Because here in California, even though it's California, I'm that type of person that you walk outside, it's 5 in the morning or 6 in the morning and the water's still cold. Obviously, it's not like the East Coast, but I don't want my hand to be super wet or be freezing. So that's how I'm going with the 3-way wash mitt. Today, the foam cannon I'll be using is going to be the Torque Big Mouth Max Release Foam Cannon. All you need to do is remove the head away from the bottle, lay it down on the floor. And then the choice of soap I'll be using today is going to be HydroSuds. Now HydroSuds is going to provide some type of protection to my paint. Obviously it's not going to be like our carbon force, but I still want some type of protection going into fall, going into winter, so I know my daily driven car has some type of protection, whether it sits outside or fallout, tree sap, bird droppings, or grime just to get it on it. I know it's not going to embed itself into the clear coat. So before anything, just shake up the product. Let me just open up, check up if there's a seal. There is actually a seal. Give me 1 second to take this out. Now that I removed the seal, all I need to do is get my cap, put it back on, and I'll be adding 1 to 2 ounces of soap into my Big Mouth. Now, I like to use a ProFlow at home just because it's going to help me lather up the surface of this vehicle. Especially, it all depends on the surface of the vehicle that I'm actually working on or the type of vehicle. If it's my daily driven car, I'm gonna bring out a foam cannon. If it's just a maintenance wash, I might bring out what Joey brought out, which is a foam blaster. You guys can check that video back. It just launched this previous Monday. So stir it, don't shake it. And then, just to protect my investment and avoid scratches and swirls, I'll get my dirt traps. Red means go, red means stop, green means go. So at home, it's super easy to color coordinate. I'll be adding some type of soap into my wash bucket, which is going to be the green one. Now, all I'm gonna do is just start off by rinsing down the surface of the car. But one thing I do want to show you guys is how fast and simple I actually clean up my wheels. I'm not going to bring out a secondary bucket. Just the reason behind it is because these are hubcaps. Yes, I understand they're hubcaps. They're not customized wheels. Obviously, if I was to build this car and have a show car, I might bring out a wheel bucket and do all that. But since this is a daily driven car, what I'm gonna do is rinse the surface of the car down. And then after, whenever I lather up the whole entire car using my Big Mouth Max Release Foam Cannon, before I lather up the wheels, I'm actually going to be spraying this directly onto the hubcap and tires and scrub it out with my brush and just pure water. Anyways, guys, let's get right into the rinsing process using my Torque Snubby and my ProFlow PM2000. I'll see you guys in a bit. So now that I finished rinsing down the surface of the vehicle, all I need to do is just put my hose down, and this is how I clean my wheels. So these wheels are not super dirty. They're just like hubcaps, and this is just going to be a quick rinse and clean method. But if you do have super dirty wheels, I recommend getting another bucket and getting a whole entire assortment of brushes to actually get in the nooks and crannies. But in this occasion, in the back, it has a steely. it is not gonna clean up. I've taken off these hubcaps before, tried to clean them up, but unfortunately I got it like this out of the dealer, so the damage has been done. So what I'm gonna do is I'm just going to spray my wheel and tire, let that sit, and then whenever I actually come back to foam up the car, I'm actually going to be using the soap and lather that HydroSuds provides to actually scrub it down using the big blue stiffy and my wheelie wheel brush. So I just got to get the other two wheels back here. So I just finished spraying Signature Series wheel cleaner all over the wheels and tires on the Civic. Now all I need to do is just activate my suds by adding pressure, remove the tip, get my big mouth, and keep this in mind, I already have HydroSuds inside here, so I'm actually going to be using the lather, such as something like this, to lather up the whole entire car. But all I need to do, since this is my rinse bucket, I'm gonna get a little bit of water and scrub out the tires whenever it's time to actually scrub them down. So what I'm gonna do to save time, I'm actually going to lather up the whole entire surface of the car, and then meanwhile the suds dwell on the surface of the car, I'm actually going to be taking care of the wheels and tires. Alright guys, so we actually ran into an issue. The sun came out, the suds started drying up on me, so I just had to refilm it using a little bit more of HydroSuds at my big mouth. But now it's time to get into the fun part, which is going to be scrubbing it down. So I'm going to reactivate the suds by adding pressure. And now I'm just going to get my 3-way wash mitt, get some suds, and go to the surface of the car and just start scrubbing it down. Now, one thing I want to let you guys know is, even though if you are washing your car at home, at a garage, and you don't have shade, as long as the surface of the car is cool to the touch, you can wash it and you can start removing all the filth and grime. But always make sure to use a 2-bucket method to ensure you achieve a scratch-free wash. So I'll get a little bit more suds. I'll go to the roof now, and I'm gonna just start scrubbing this side to side so I can make sure the daily driven car is now clean and protected for the upcoming season, such as fall and winter. And last but not least, I don't have any type of filtered water here, so everything I see is just how I do it at home. There's no cheat codes. This is exactly how I do my car washes at home. There's even a helicopter going above our head. Yo, Jason, give us an aerial view. But now it's just time for me to keep scrubbing this car side to side, and then I'll rinse it down using the Torx Nubby and my ProFlow PM2000 so I can show you guys how I dry my car. So I just finished rinsing down the whole entire car. The soap is off, but now it's just time to dry it up using the Woolly Mammoth. So I go to the surface of the car, and I personally don't mind if I get some type of streaks left behind because I still have HydroSpeed to follow up behind with it. So I'm just going to do my best to dry this Honda Civic. But keep this in mind, this car sits outside, and you guys can see the hood, the roof, and the trunk has no type of protection left whatsoever. So this car is due for a full detail, and I'm going to make sure I do this further down the line. But for right now, I just want something that's going to give me some type of peace of mind, knowing that I'm going to have some type of protection going into the fall and winter. So just gonna go around the whole entire car, dry it up, and then after that, if I do get like smears or if I do get like a little bit of teardrops here, I like to call these teardrops. I don't know what you guys call them, but I call them teardrops because it looks like a perfect teardrop. But I'll follow it up using HydroSpeed. But now it's just time to dry this car using the Woolly Mammoth. All right, so we just finished drying up the whole entire surface of the car using the Woolly Mammoth, but I'm just going to get the tires out of the way. So I'm actually going to be using G6 Hypercoat dressing. I personally am a fan favorite of this product just because it's going to add a super high shine, but it's dry to a touch. So I'll just spray it onto my foam applicator, and then I will go to these tires, and immediately you guys start seeing how these tires go from being dull, neglected, not even protected at all, to having some type of protection on it now because I'm actually going to use G6 Hypercoat, and it just enhances shine. But you could also use this dressing on the interior vinyl, rubber, plastic, but I like to do 2 coats on it, especially on a sunny day, because if your tires are dry, like these Honda Civic tires, they're going to need more than 1 application, and that's perfectly fine. What I always like to explain to my customers, to my viewers, is just if you need more, don't be afraid to apply more because every car is going to be different. Obviously, if you do have a show car, you're going to have that car that's going to be sitting in the garage. The tires, they hardly get any type of road grime on them, but then you're going to have that daily car that gets all the wear and tear. So if your daily needs a little bit more dressing, feel free to apply more dressing. You guys can see how it starts evaporating. 3rd coat. But check that out. Now it is restored. Now I'm gonna just go to the back and do the same exact process I did in the front. Spray some onto my applicator and then apply some to my tires. Look at that. It's crazy what a car wash could do for you. So now we got the tires out the way. Next up is just the quick touch-ups using HydroSpeed. Now HydroSpeed is also going to add some type of ceramic properties to your car, but how I intend to use this car, after I finish just wiping the surface of the car down, instead of using it all over the surface of the car, I'm actually just going to be using it wherever I get like teardrops. So you guys can see, I have no type of filter water, and you guys can start seeing the calcium buildups already coming onto the surface of this paint. But it is hot outside, we are working outside, so I'm gonna spray some onto my towel. Then I'll wipe it down. Now, if this was like a show car or in between washes, what I would do, I would carry this inside my car, and then if I do get a bird dropping or something, I'll just come to the surface of the car and wipe it down. I do notice that I do have some type of sap right there, so I might have to take butter wet wax to that. But for right now, I'm more than happy with the results. HydroSpeed can also be used on like glass, but in this occasion, I just do a quick walk around, making sure I get everything off. and I just wipe it down, fast and easy. Now, on the surface of a car that's super hot, what you don't want to do is spray directly onto it, because if you do, you're going to cause the product to evaporate. But, oh, missed the spot. And missed the spot. That's easy. Now I'm gonna just do one more lap around that side. But I just like to do this walk around this car or my cars, just so I can ensure I know exactly what my car has been through, whether it's been hit by a car, a shopping cart, or it has overspray or something like this. I am very aware of what I'm working with. Okay, let's just do a quick recap. I washed the car using HydroSuds. I wiped it down to get all the streaks I might have achieved using HydroSpeed. I took care of the wheels using Signature Series wheel cleaner, the tires G6 Hypercoat, and finally, for the cherry on top, to have crystal clear vision, I love using HydroView on my car. Now, HydroView is a must on my car just because it does provide intense water beading, and whenever it does rain here in California or you do get that morning dew, you want to have the best visibility possible. Now, whenever you do use HydroView on your car, what it's actually going to do, it's going to create a barrier on the surface of your glass. So like this, filth, grime, debris, or overspray won't sit on it, or especially whenever it starts raining or sprinkling, you're going to have the water beading you actually want to have crystal clear vision. There you guys have it. You guys saw me transform this Honda Civic from dirty to now clean and protected using a couple products, obviously at home. If you guys do want to see more at-home content, let us know in the comments down below, whether it's polishing, waxing, you think about it, drop it down below, and we'll make sure that content comes to your way. And also, if you guys would like to pick up any of these products that I use in today's video, hop onto chemicalguys.com right now, or drive down to your local detail garage. As always, I'm Henry, and I hope to see you next time here at home.